And then one thing that, me growing up in that time, I used to hear about y'all movement, especially the guy named David Miles.
Oh yeah,
He was a real legend in the streets.
Yeah, Dave was a key factor to me learning. I can talk about a little bit of it now because he done his time. But
How you know him?
I know Dave he knew me ever since I was way younger than them, but from out in the country, and then so when he ended up moving, getting in a better position, I ended up hooking up with him at a young age, and so it's like the minor weight kind of really what taught me how to really to start the maneuvering into another level. Me and him, I was young. Me and him stayed into it every week.
Like
he,
that.
Yeah, like he would be on my ass because I just try to make all the killing off of one. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, that's all we know at the time, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just be trying to make the most out of it. He's like, yo, bro, you gotta get this shit going. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That.
Me and this nigga be standing to it. But,
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you learn and nigga exposes us to a life down in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga was the first type meat nigga down in there.
He was in Atlanta too?
Yeah, that's where they stayed at, really, at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where all of us stayed at. When we had with the Lil Rue song, you know what I'm saying, the Talk to Noise, we was down there in Atlanta. And like, you know what I'm saying? But the biggest thing that I seen that we didn't do, that BMF done, that they didn't do was network a lot. A lot of, Mother could have took over Atlanta with a network a lot better. But you're not, motherfuckers young and first and coming into a lot of money, you ain't understanding that shit,
And y'all met BMF when y'all was down there?
Man, actually, he got a story and they didn't tell him, we didn't really even know who Meech, and BMF was. We actually got in a fight with him in Jazzy T.
Like that, a real fight.
Yeah, a real like, and it wasn't really like, it was like a misunderstanding. All of our crew was in VIP, they crew was in VIP, but with me and the guy Bull had a neutral relationship, well, kind of like not a relationship, but all the scrippers have told me and him looked like brothers.
Bull is who?
That's one of the guys, one of the members from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Had the long braids and stuff. Everybody tried to, like, in the script clubs and stuff, was telling me and him look like all the dancers used to come there. This guy named Bull. I was like, nah, I don't know no nigga named Bull. One night I'm in the club and they was in there. I just knew him as Crip niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause I didn't see no BMF at the time. But God bless, there Easy knew who Meech was.
Okay.
And yeah, when that night we got in there, I remember, I'll never forget when they parted all and one of the owners from Jazzy T's, he got Dave and then, together and eased it out and let everybody back in. And I remember Easy kept on saying, I'm gonna see what y'all, how you love that niggas do with Big Meech in them. I was like, who the hell is a Big Meech? You know what I'm saying? And then like a couple weeks later, I was with Easy and we went to a party and it was a Meech party. And then they goddamn like it was, and I was like, I'm like 20 years old, and I'm going in there, I'm starstruck because I'm seeing all these goddamn stars and everybody up in there. Like, hold a minute, this nigga here, goddamn, really happening,
Really that nigga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was, then like I say, it was a time and that you just seen, like you seen a whole nother level. And it made me realize, it was like one of the things my mama told me, boy, you're gonna get yourself into something and can't get out.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you start going into another level, because when you if you at that top of the food chain, now you got everybody's trying to scheme on you. Everybody's trying to rob. And you got people that wants to get right there with Dave or so. And everybody used to come in there and they'll throw salt on me, trying to get me out the way. Right. And that's what always kept me and him collide. Right. Like, me and him got the best relationship now because both, he understand it and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of other things that we working on too. But that was like a big part that I seen a whole nother level. Like, you know what I'm saying, when leaving. Like, Ridgeway always was on. I seen a lot, through with my Uncle Montel, you know, when they went to Jimmy and all and up under them. But when I got down there with Dave, it was a whole nother level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole nother level.
That big ass buster they had on the news, boy, that was like huge.
Yeah,
bro.
see, like that was like for that Ridgewood thing, cause like Ridgewood was the first town that they actually came and did a conspiracy.
For real?
Yeah,
So
in
when I
South
started
Carolina.
doing all those big old.
Yeah, that was the first. That was actually Ridgewood was the first town that they did a big conspiracy like that.
So what was the Winsburg County over there?
That Winsboro and Ridgeway is the same county.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm actually from on the borderline of Kershaw County and Fairfield County, which is in the borderline of Ridgeway and Lugol.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's why I always end up in Ridgeway. Like Ridgeway basically about raised me, like far as street walking. And then I came down here to Columbia early. Like everybody always thought I stayed in the country, but I always stayed right here in Columbia and down in Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Columbia, Ridgeway started me, but Columbia raised me.
Like that. yeah, bro. You couldn't be some clapping.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So like you look